out to give the Jags the lead here in the first quarter. There's the snap. The kick from Diego is up, and it is good. So Diego Guajardo puts South Alabama on the board. They first quarter. Play action across the middle. Colin Lacey's there at the 20. Going far side towards the end zone. 10-5. Touchdown, South Alabama. Bowman drops back to pass. He looks that way in single coverage, and it's picked off! Picked off far side. Marquise Robinson at the 30, going the far side of the 20, and he's brought out of bounds at the 15-yard line. It's a takeaway for South Alabama. Carter in the gun. He'll hand it off. LaDamian Webb left side. Bounces outside. Has a lane to the end zone. Can he get it? Yes! Touchdown! Touchdown, South Alabama! A one-play touchdown drive, and the Jags lead 16-0. Gundy to pass. He's looking to the right. Now he'll tuck it and run, and he's got nothing. He's dropped, and it's a sack for South Alabama. Quentin Wilfon brings him down. Right. Carter's back to pass. He throws deep near side, has Colin Lacey behind coverage, hits him in stride. He is gone. Touchdown, South Alabama. Gundy will drop back to pass. Here comes pressure. He feels it. He goes down. Brock Hickton sags him at the 22. Third sack of the game for South Alabama. 3-7. There's the punt from Jack. It is a high spinning punt. And Presley makes the fair catch, and he bobbled it. South Alabama tries to jump on top of it. Who's got it? Who's got that football at the 24-yard line? Jack's football! That's a South Alabama football! 42. Snap is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. The kick is good. And South Alabama extends their lead. In motion. Fake the handoff to him. Instead, Webb up the middle. A huge hold. There he goes. Nothing but daylight in front of him. LaDamian Webb to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, South Alabama!
That ought to do it. What do you think?
There's the snap. There's the knee, and that's going to do it. South Alabama has come to Stillwater, Oklahoma, and will go home with a victory. 33-7, your final score. And for the second time in program history, South Alabama has defeated a Power 5 program.
Thought our guys are starting to play to the level that we're capable of. You know, we really haven't played well the first 2 weeks, particularly in the first half. We're able to establish a run early. Gave us some one-on-one shots. We liked some matchups against a couple of their DBs, and we were able to get those matchups early. You know, I think the nice thing is knew we were very capable of coming in here and executing at a high level and kind of physically putting the team away. Credit them. Like this, you know, Coach Gundy's done a phenomenal job. He's been here, 19 years, is it? Something like that. I mean, you know, I grew up, watching him build this program the right way. This is a very good football program, but I think it speaks to what South Alabama is capable of. Our best days are ahead of us as a football team, and when we just kind of go do our job, we really, probably missed some opportunities, played tremendous on defense, played physical, swarm D mentality showed up. We were able to affect the quarterback. Thought we talked about we've got some special pass rushers that are better than what we've had in the past, and those guys showed up tonight, won their one-on-one matchups, really controlled the line of scrimmage. I think they averaged 3 yards a carry, to our 5.2 yards per carry, and then they had 114 yards passing. So pretty dominating performance by our defense, but certainly what we feel like we're capable of. Now it's just about stacking good days on top of good days. This was our best week of practice, showed up on game day. Got to continue to stack wins, momentum, practices, but this team is capable of a lot, and I think we showed that tonight.
Got a couple of fun locker room moments. Where does that one rank? And just talk to us about what happened in there after the game.
Very fun, but not really silly. Group of guys that expected to come in here, and if we do our job, we were going to have a dominating performance. That was probably the one thing. Just looking at it, we knew we were a much more physical team coming in, but we had to establish it early. And certainly we did. That was a physically dominating win from the word go, and so that's what we got to continue to build momentum on. And so there was a little bit of, guys are happy, they're having fun, right? But I think they're just proud to play at the expectation that they knew they were capable of, because, to be honest with you, we probably left some things out there on the field the last 2 weeks.
Coach, you were the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach in 2017 at South Alabama when OSU defeated you.
Yeah.
Now, how does it feel to have the roles reversed this time with a win like this?
Well, that was a very special football team that we faced in 2017, excuse me. I think they were averaging like 49 points a game, if I remember correctly, something like that. It just beat, no, not 49, had hung 49 in the first half against Pitt the week before. And I think had done it like 2 weeks in a row. And so, we've got some athleticism at South Alabama, and so we manned them up and held them to 20 points in the first half, and we were damn near high-fiving after that with Mason Rudolph and those wide receivers and all that stuff. But certainly, this is a very different South Alabama football program than where we were in 2017. This is a team that physically can go in and match up with people at this level, and this is a good program that will get some things fixed, I'm sure. But we're in a different place, and the exciting thing about being the head coach is, our best days are ahead of us still.
Coach, you said you had your best week of practice and you were going into a big, good program. What's the mindset going into a week of practice when you know you're facing and going into a big atmosphere?
Well, when we played, this is a young program, and we haven't been in big moments. And so I think, like, when we played against Tulane, I thought at times the moment overwhelmed us, right? We didn't play well, particularly in the first half against them. Gave up some uncharacteristic, explosive plays because our eyes just weren't in the right place. And so we have to go through some of those growing pains as a young program to go in big moments like against Tulane. Had a phenomenal crowd, great group of five environment. Fixing some of the things that we needed to fix in a very tough game where we played with a little bit of a hangover against Southeast Louisiana in the first half and then kind of got it going. But I think when our guys came in here, having that experience in Tulane and knowing that if you just kind of go do your job, one, you're going to limit some of the crowd noise, right, if you stay on top. And then on top of it, just knowing that we are capable of competing in these moments and playing with an expectation. That takes a while as a program to kind of just start playing with an expectation. When we won in 2016, my first year at South as a defensive coordinator, we beat Mississippi State. There wasn't necessarily the same expectation that there is now, and we're just in a very different place.
Where does this victory rank in terms of all the victories in the school program?
I'm gonna let somebody else decide that. It's a big one, because it's our second Power 5 win, first against a Big 12 opponent, on the road in a very good environment. I mean, that was a packed house out there tonight. That was really impressive. Seeing Oklahoma State's fan base and the support that this community and the state rally around Oklahoma State. And so certainly one of the more dominating performances, I would say, but I don't know where it ranks overall. My hope is that, there's better ones coming down the road.
The fact that Oklahoma State still had to name this a starter, did you feel underestimated at all? And also, did you see it as an advantage that you got to see the three different guys?
I've seen two quarterback, battles before. I don't know if I've ever seen three quarterback battles. But particularly when you have two or three in this case, usually you see something different from one guy. I would say they're all about the same. Like when we started evaluating their process, all pretty sharp, all knew where to go with the ball. We did some things to confuse them a little bit, and I think physically up front we created some matchups that they now had to commit more people to the to protection than what they're used to doing, and then we kind of just challenged them and choked them out on third down. So those are some of the things that, looking at it, I don't think no matter which quarterback came in there, it was just, you're going to have a hard time making completions against, when you're getting rushed like that.
Coach, you talked about feeling really good at the half, but you still obviously have to finish the game. Was there a moment in the second half when this started to seem real, like we're definitely going to beat these guys?
I think when we started out there and got a stop, early, got the ball back. We had some runs that we felt like if we had just, stayed on a guy, they did a really good job coming off the edge of trying to spill some of the things that we got on them early, made a nice little adjustment. I think their D coordinator has done, in second half, he's made some nice adjustments, with a young defense in terms of learning their scheme. And so he's done some nice things to kind of adjust in the second half. That's 3 weeks in a row I've watched them get better defensively in the second half. But at the same time, if we had tweaked one or two more of those, I think, we would have been able to put them away a little bit earlier. Certainly when you kick that field goal and you go up really 3 scores at that point, you feel like you're in a commanding presence. And at that point, we were able to let our D-line just kind of cut loose. We had gotten in some 3-down look packages, dropping 8 to match some of their short passing game windows and perimeter throws. But once we were able to cut our guys loose, it was over at that point.
Coach, second straight 100-yard game for Colin receiving, and he had 2 touchdowns tonight. What does that say about his progression and getting more confident?
Yeah, Colin Lacey, it is amazing. Developing a program is fun, right? Developing players is very fun. And when you watch a young guy like Colin Lacey, who really didn't play with a lot of natural confidence when when we first got here in 2021, saw that in the offseason of 2022, took steps in the right direction, and you would think that's a different person than where he was in 2021 this offseason. I mean, plays with an expectation. It's amazing when you have a skill set and you start understanding how to utilize that skill set, how good you can really be, right? And that's why I wanted to be a head coach, right? I wanted to create an environment where we squeeze the best out of every single person in our building, players, coaches, trainers, support staff, students. You want to create an environment where everybody can strive to become the best version of themselves. And so it's really fun to watch guys actually accomplish that.
Coach, Carter Bradley had arguably his biggest win of his career tonight and was extremely efficient. Can you talk about his performance a little bit?
Yeah. Carter has taken some massive steps forward to execute to the level that he did in 2022, coming in as a transfer, learning our system. Our system is very, it's challenging. It's an NFL scheme. It's the same system that they run at Tuscaloosa, and so there's a lot of pieces and checks to it, and we put a lot on the quarterback. Major Applewhite's just a phenomenal quarterbacks coach, and he's also a very gifted play caller to keep people off guard. And so for Carter to lean into that and to become the coordinator on the field that we expect him to be, him and Major are in lockstep, in terms of what the expectation is. And when they do that and we take care of the football, we're a pretty efficient offense. And I think Carter really takes ownership from creating, what he didn't do well enough last week, he can get those things fixed the next week. So.
I mean, a lot. Like Coach said, faceless opponent. We just had to go out there and play hard and just show how tough we was. And we just came out hot.
What was the difference? I mean, we've struggled, obviously, against Tulane. We struggled first half against Southeastern Louisiana. Got it done today. You got it done for 4 quarters.
I feel like the defense started out for us, started out strong, and the offense just had to make a play. We just had to go out there and score, and that's what we did.
Going into a Power 5 opponent's place, scoring 33, only allowed 7. I mean, what does that mean to the program like that?
I mean, a lot. It's a lot to us. It gives us a lot of attention, a lot of noise. We just got to keep it going for the rest of the season, go 11-1. We just got to keep playing. I love it.
Talk about the touchdowns that you had and just how'd you get that wide open?
I just ran my route, ran fast, and I just had to keep playing, just trusting myself, and just beat the man in front of me.
It means a lot for us to work hard and get this win, and more to our community. I didn't really know that it was like, history for us being in Power 5, but it's a great feeling.
You've been on almost like a pitch count. You were able to get a lot of carries today. How are you feeling? How big was it for you to be able to be that big of a part of the offense?
I feel great. Anything I can do to help my team, it's a good opportunity for me and for my teammate. Put us in a better opportunity to win. So anything I got to do for my team, I'm gonna do it.
Would a win like this against Oklahoma State, going home next week against Central Michigan, what do you expect from your fan base with a win like this?
I expect them to support us regardless if we win or not, But with this win against the Power 5, I expect a lot of new faces to come in, more support, just continue to do it.
You can hear that locker room. What's it like like in that locker room?
Oh, it's turned. We turned up in there, yeah. We're going to go back and turn up again. Yeah.
Anything else with LaDamian?
You ran for more yards tonight than you have in the first 2 games combined. Can you tell me why you think that is?
You know, I can't really say, but I just know I've been working my tail off to get back where I am now, so I'm just happy and thanking God for putting me in the opportunity.
What did you see from the OSU defense?
You know, they threw a lot at us, but we was able to adjust and overcome it, so I think they played hard, you know, but, I mean, we just had a better game plan for them than they had for us on defense.
Yeah, I should have scored for sure. But I had baited him in. I had stepped inside, and like I figured he was gonna go inside. So when I banged him and knocked him off his route, and the quarterback was like, "Oh, that's over with." He threw it right to me. I tried to get to the crib though. Yes, sir.
Secondary's had issues in the first couple of games. What went right tonight? Why were you able to make the reversal, do you think?
You just gotta have a mentality like always be ready for the next play and not let the play before intercept or get in the way of how you play in previous games or anything like that. So I kind of went in like I'm the leader of the room, so I was like, hey, we gotta keep going, forget the next play, we gotta be ready for the next. And we watched film real hard and we dominated, came out here and did what we do. Yes, sir.
Anything else, Marquise?
So you darn near shed out a Power 5 team. That's a hell of a defensive.
Yes, sir.
Performance. Are you surprised at even a little bit?
I'm not surprised at all.
Why not?
My confidence through the roof, and I believe in my team. Like my D-line especially, I tell them folks, I trust y'all. So y'all go do y'all part, make sure we do ours. We're gonna show up and show out every time. Like we call Swarm D, so our identity is I'll let them to the ball every time. If I'll let them to the ball, can't nobody go nowhere. Yes, sir.
OSU's been playing multiple quarterbacks. Is that something that you took see as an advantage, like from the defense side that they?
Kind of, sort of, but I kind of look at the receivers. Like when I watch film, I was like, they slow getting off the ball, and the quarterback he got to read it. So if I interfere with the time, it wasn't gonna matter what quarterback they had in the game. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just the wearing number 5 just represent Anthony Mostella just as a whole, and just this university and the community of just Mobile and just the city, just to represent them and just to come to my hometown or my home state and just show up and just ball out as a defense and as an offense, just run the ball just down their throats.
This is the type of team that we expected in the all season. What's finally made it click?
Yeah, we just had this one circled just from the get-go. It was going to be special. We knew it was regardless, but Kane always said just through this week, just another nameless, faceless opponent, and that's what they were to us. We just came in, we did what we knew we could do, and we showed up and we executed just one play at a time, one drive at a time, one series at a time, and we just stuffed them every single time.
The defense was so dominant early, especially to allow the cushion to be built. What did y'all do defensively this week you feel like it made a difference?
Yeah, I think it really started the second half of Southeastern Louisiana just last week. Just that first half we had last week was just sloppy, and then the second half we finally kicked it on. We're finally in our rhythm, we're finally in our mojo, just playing as a defense, and we just brought that here, just this whole game, and just defensively it was just amazing just to see just what we could do out there, and we know we can play dominant defensive football, and that's what we did tonight.
It's one thing to think you can do it. It's another thing to actually do it. Was there a moment where you were like, "Holy shit, this is about to happen"?
Yeah, I'd probably say the second or third series when we were on defense and they could just not pass the 50-yard line. It was just ridiculous just seeing just our defense and just the plays that we seen in practice. They ran those tonight and just seeing them. It was just like slow motion, when you practice them every single day, just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday and Saturday morning walkthroughs, and just seeing it come to life on the film or on the grass out there, just us putting it to life. It's just amazing that just our preparation that we had was just unbelievably executed.
And what does it mean to you to come back to your home state to win a game like this?
Yeah, no, it means a lot just coming, just seeing a lot of family and friends that I haven't seen since high school, and just them just supporting me, whether they're wearing South gear or not, just seeing their faces just in the stands just means a lot, and just coming back. And I know it really means a lot for Lincoln too, just having his community here and his friends and family as well.
I guess same thing I asked earlier. Seeing multiple quarterbacks on tape, did you see that as an advantage going into the game?
Yeah, you just got to have a quarterback that can just get in a rhythm with an offense and they can just be trusted. And I just feel like they're just having problems just finding that one guy to execute that. And just as a defensively, yeah, we definitely just take advantage to that just because they can't get into a rhythm, just so to speak. So just defensively, just having the quarterbacks, we know which ones are out there and which ones can which ones can tuck in and run and which ones can't. It's a big advantage for us.
Did you think there was one that was better than any of the others?
What was the number? I don't even know the number. What was the runner? The runner, 12. Yeah, 12. Yeah, yeah. He's definitely not worried, but we definitely were on high alert when he would run the ball. Just him and just seeing. But other than that, number 7, just him starting off, and then just him just getting in a slow start. We knew we had him.